What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video on the house TD. And pretty much we're going to be going over the Crypt Kings and what you guys pretty much need to know. And today I'm going to be joined with Evan and Mega. And so just to start off the bat, let's go ahead and just walk up here real quickly and just talk about these new kings that you can get. Pretty much you can purchase these kings by buying one of these for 500 Robux or potentially getting lucky in the crypt. And this crypt is not going to be the one that's inside of the house, but the ones that are inside of the Crypt King gate over here. And so you have an 89% chance of getting this king, you have a 10% chance of getting King Bones, and another 1% chance to getting the Dark King secret, which is going to be interesting indeed. So we're going to go ahead and just walk over here and explain a couple things. And if you guys haven't exactly played this update yet, I'm going to go ahead and just set some things straight right off the bat. These are going to be some things that are going to pop up on your stream. Which teams do you choose on? So if you're going to main the Holy Rebellion, go with the Holy team. If you're going to do Demon Mafia, go with the Demon team. And if you're doing anywhere from Santa's Naughty List to the Friendly Furries, you could definitely go with the Alliance team. And for the Supernatural team, I don't exactly know what they're called because I don't exactly have one of those. I have one of the other ones as well, but that's one that I do not have. If you have Supernatural, which is going to include your Wizard, which is going to include Skull Shot, for example, it's going to include Corruption as well, you could definitely use that one. And just make sure when you choose this, make sure that you choose the right one, because once you choose once, you're never going to be able to choose again. I unfortunately did not understand this, so I chose the Alliance, and unfortunately I'm stuck with them. But you know what, it's fine, because the underdogs, from what I've been seeing, is usually going to be the better one. Fingers crossed, at least. I'll watch us get murked. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about where you could go ahead and equip the flag, because everyone's gonna have a flag when you guys go ahead and select a team. So when you get the flag, you're gonna go to backpack collectibles, and then you're gonna go to the Alliance King banner, or your Holy King banner, or the Demon King banner, whichever one you have. Click on it and click equipped. And so unfortunately, I did choose a team that doesn't exactly have a lot of teammates. So if there are clan wars in the future, which I heard might happen, we might be in trouble. But right now, first place right now, we have this one right here, the Holy Rebellion flag. Second place is going to be the Demon Mob. Third place is going to be over here, the Supernatural team. And then our number 4 is going to be us, which I kind of, a little sad that I select. It's going to be our Santa's Naughty List or the Friendly Furries, because those are the types of lineups that people usually have. And I will definitely go in depth a little bit later about what they are, so you guys have an understanding of what they are. But before we go ahead and get started, let's go ahead and start with the Holy Crypt King. So once you go ahead and click on one of these, you're going to have the experience to go ahead and battle one of these guys. And since we have 3 people here, we're going to just jump into the 3 just to go ahead and show you guys what to expect. And so as of right now, the Holy King right now, you're going to get a 2% chance of actually getting him with a 10%, or not a 10%, a 100% chance of actually getting the skulls. And these skulls are going to be very important because you need one of each in order to open the crypt. If you guys can see on the side right here, I do have a good amount. And we're going to go ahead and do this on hard. And so this is pretty much the entire layout of the map. The crypt's going to be right here. The bosses spawn here. And you have a couple entrances to defend. Only 4, so it's not too big of a deal. So it's going to be pretty easy. And then once we go ahead and beat the floors, and since we're on hard, it's going to be 25. You know, before I even continue, on level easy, you're going to have 20 floors, I believe. Normal is going to be the exact same. Hard and the horror one is going to be 25 plus. But there's going to be some differences between each one of them, and I'll go ahead and explain that when we go into the next one. But once you go ahead and defeat all these guys right here, you'll go ahead and get the Holy King spawn in. And so just letting you guys know, depending on what difficulty you do it and what level you do it, will dictate what health it has too. The health is a little bit more increased for hard just because we are on level 4, if I do remember correctly. But once he gets in, pretty much you're going to have to just defeat him and his minions. Usually it's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. And as you can see right here, he just got knocked pretty easy. When you complete the wave for each and every one, you'll go ahead and get skull tokens as well. So that's definitely going to be a big W. Now that we're back, we're going to go ahead and do the demons next. We're going to go ahead and face the Demon King. And so pretty much the inside is going to look like this. And I think this is probably going to be one of my more favorite ones. Just because realistically, I wanted to be a part of the demon faction, but unfortunately, I chose wrong. The rewards are going to be the exact same. It's just going to be a different pet and a different color for your little crypt tokens that you're going to be getting. And then once we go ahead and spawn in, we're just going to go ahead and go over what I forgot to go over in the Holy King Temple. And so pretty much these are the modes. The modes are going to just be very different. You get 1 skull for doing it on easy because it's going to have 50% less health. Normal, you're going to get 2 skulls because it's normal health. 3 skulls for hard mode because it's going to be 50% more health. And on horror mode, you're actually going to get 100% more HP. Enemies are going to have 25% more speed. And enemies are going to have less cash when you kill them. But you're going to get 4 times the reward. But realistically, I personally think that's going to be a little bit more better to do hard mode if you're playing with a group of 3. I know me and Riz could definitely do this on horror, but realistically, it's high risk. It doesn't seem like it's just the right reward. But let's go ahead and just get this started. And pretty much once you go ahead and get everything settled down and you have all your troops ready, you'll go against the Demon King. And pretty much it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And luckily, his minions aren't coming out of too many places. There's only 4 doors to defend. And he is pretty much going to get wiped pretty quickly. He might actually get wiped before his minions do. There you go. And there you go. Some skull tokens right there from the demon faction. And now the next one we're going to go ahead and do is going to be the Supernatural King. And as we go ahead and go down, this is pretty much what his crypt is going to kind of look like. Pretty straightforward. Pretty cool. Got a couple cobwebs there where we're going to go ahead and spawn in. And once again, the exact same rewards, just different pet and a different type of token. And then this is going to be the tomb. This tomb is actually, out of all of them, this is probably going to be one of the more larger tombs out of all of them. So it's kind of big, kind of a good place to kind of explore if you want to get a good bit of scenery here. And so as you guys can see, this is where he's going to spawn in. And you have to defend a total of 6 doors in total. The supernatural boss will spawn in. And so this one's going to be a little bit more easier if you have like a couple troops just focused on the strongest one, which will be him. And a couple more focused on everything else. But since there are 6 doors, there are going to be more minions that all the troops are going to be focused down on. But luckily, our Krampuses are kind of overpowered. Right now, they're doing 30k damage. So he should be able to get knocked out pretty simple with just 2 Krampuses focusing down on him. And just like that, simple little W. And we're going to go ahead and get our XP and our blue tokens as well. And last but not least, the Supreme one. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and do the Alliance King. So let's go ahead and head over there right now. Head right down. And this is pretty much going to be the flag that I picked. And this is going to be it right here. We're going to go ahead and jump into the 3s and just teleport right in. Kind of like exactly a little bit similar to the Supreme one off the bat. And as we load in, you guys are going to see it's going to be the exact same rewards, just different pets and different types of tokens right there on the side. Now that we're inside, we're going to go ahead and just explore a little bit. And this one's going to be probably a little bit more easier, minus the fact that there are some right over here on the side. So we're going to have to defend 6 doors, but this one's going to be probably a little bit more simple. And then once again, once you get your troops all down, they're going to have the boss spawning in. The Alliance boss will spawn in. And so luckily, it is a little bit more farther of a walk for him compared to the other maps, in my opinion. So it's going to take a little bit more time for him to actually well, to pretty much get to the exit. But luckily, we do have a couple people focusing him down right now. And then after this, we're going to go ahead and talk about what you cannot use in these tombs. Because a lot of people aren't aware of this, but there are certain troops that you cannot use. So if you main one type of team and you've only been focused on that one, you might have difficulty passing all the rest of these. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So when it actually comes to attacking the Holy Crypt, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to use any of the troops that are on the bottom right here. You're not going to be able to use Sage, Archangel, Angel, Purge, and I don't know how to say his name, Raiji, I believe it is. You can't use them. And the reason for this is because the troops won't actually attack their own king. So that's the only reason you won't be able to use this. Let's go ahead and move over to our Demon faction now. And for this faction, pretty much you're not going to be able to use any of the ones on the bottom right here. Again, they're not going to be able to attack their king. And I didn't put the Demon Mage down here because the Demon Mage doesn't exactly attack, but her buffs still work, which is definitely a W for sure. But for sure, Demon Queen, Demon Boy, Demon Girl, the new Bible, which I don't even know how to pronounce his name, and Krampus. Well, now let's go ahead and move over to the Supernatural. Next, when it comes to our Supernatural King, pretty much we're not going to be able to use any Undead or any Paranormal troops. So it's going to include Skull Shot, you have Sally, you have Shadow Fiend, you have I forget his name, Skull Crusher, I think it is. It's not Skull Crusher. and the wizard. However, the wizard won't be able to attack, but the wizard will still be able to give boost out. It's kind of like the demon mage where it has kind of a buff, but I believe it caps out, if I remember correctly. Boost should cap out if you have it at level 5, should be 1.65, and the demon mage should be 1.72. So it's very close, just keep that in mind. And let's go ahead and head to the last one, which is my alliance over here. And so on these, we're going to have it a little bit more different. We're going to be pretty much scattered between the friendly furries as well as some of the, I don't even know what they're called. I forget the faction name, but there's the friendly furries, which is going to include Bloodclaw. It's going to include Jerome. There's also going to be others as well, but it's also going to include... And so in this one right here, pretty much the ones that you cannot use is going to be Bloodclaw, a Kitty. You're going to have, I believe his name is Jeremy, Corruption, and Super Punch. And the reason why is because here you cannot use anything that are animals or any human types of characters. And just keep in mind too, the ones that I gave you examples for all of them, those aren't just all of them. There are more as well. Just keep that in mind. Now let's go ahead and show you guys the middle right here, which is pretty much the tomb, also known as the King's Crypt. And we're going to go ahead and head down in here, and once we're down here, pretty much you're gonna see that there's gonna be a little crypt here, and pretty much in order to do this, you have to go up to this, and the cost is gonna be one of each of these tokens right here, which we have right here. And we're gonna go ahead and open a couple. You'll get a mystery urns, you get some chapter 1 urns, some voodoo tokens, as well as some soul gems. You can also buy the royal urns on here inside, and you can also get these secrets right here on the bottom, and you get a 2.5% chance of actually getting the secret urns. There's also a leaderboard over here on the side as well, if you guys are interested in that. And I'm just going to go ahead and just open this tomb a couple times. We're going to open it a couple times and just see what we could get. So far, it doesn't look like I'm going to be that lucky. Also, there's one more thing that you guys could get, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys as well. As soon as we're pretty much done opening all of these, let's go ahead and see. Fingers crossed, maybe I'll go ahead and get a secret, which is highly unlikely with my luck. You guys have watched my live stream yesterday, 16-hour live stream. I pretty much was very, very unlucky. And we're almost there. Okay. Nope, doesn't look like it. We got 7 more tries. Oh boy. Let's go. 6 more. Dun. Nope. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and we got 1 more try. It doesn't look like we're gonna have anything that exciting, which is alright. Another thing that you could actually get in here is gonna be a gauntlet. So if you click on your backpack, you click on collectibles, you could also get this, the Royal Chalice. And if you click on that, it'll take you to another map where you actually go ahead and go against another lord. But unfortunately, I'm not gonna do that today. We're gonna do that for another video. But I think that pretty much covers everything that you guys do have to know about this. Just make sure you guys go ahead and pick the right team if you haven't picked it. Also, just be very careful when you're going against these teams. Some teams won't work against certain kings. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to just leave them in the comment section, and I'll go ahead and try to reply as quickly as I can. But once again, guys, really do appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.